Yes, wheat, what it do? Welcome back to the wheat field. Welcome to you. If you are new, hey, welcome to you too. This is the Rising Message. This is your girl Lottie here at Tears and Wheat Tarot Show where you showed up, never know what you're gonna get. It's gonna start slow, beloved, like that old school Crisco. This is a general collective reading. We are, I don't know, just giving us rising message. We got 12 laws of the universe coming through. Hey, Jen, thank you so much for popping in. Thank you so much, everybody. My energy does feel like really weird. Right before we started the live, for some reason, I got nervous. I'm like, what the heck is this about? You know, like, why do we feel nervous? What's this energy? Hey, Marianne, thank you so much. Great day, great rising to all of you. We kind of got, our eye got hooked on the 12 laws of the universe. And so it was like, well, maybe Spirit wants to bring something out of this. And when we flipped, we got to this. Number 5, the law of action, right? And it hit me because we were talking about the number 5 a lot yesterday in terms of change. Change has been a good, kind of like a running theme, 5 and 5. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's definitely something about change. And it's saying you must take action to get the results. But it's like about understanding what is the right action to take to get the results. Yesterday's message, one of the things to surrender was surrendering to non-action. So it's giving me, like, again, that paradox that we've been getting, like, between action and non-action, trauma and triumph. You know, it's given like the law of polarity or duality, like the opposites. So you cannot manifest without taking action. That's the law of action, right? You have to do something. But what you do, I don't know why I want it when it comes out like that. Sometimes the thing that you need to do is nothing. And I don't know if that makes sense. Like sometimes you've done what you need to do and the nothing that you're doing is really waiting, right? It's like being patient. It's exercising patience. So I don't know who needs to have encouragement, you know, today to have more patience, right? You may be manifesting, you may be, you know, trying to close out the year strong, you know, get things to come in. And it's something about taking the right actions. Hey, everybody. Hey, Anthony. Thank you so much for tapping in, beloved. Speaking of actions, we didn't take the spoon out of our cup. We made some tea. It is a simple tea. It's just soursop leaves and clove with a little bit of coconut sugar to sweeten it. But it's pretty tasty. Hopefully it's cool enough for us to sip it. Yeah, it's good. And there is something rising up. They're showing us like movement and vibration right now. So definitely somebody may be called to do nothing, but the nothing that you're doing really isn't nothing. It's like not taking actions towards your manifestation, but more actions towards aligning yourself, like increasing your vibes, staying calm, practicing boundaries, maintaining your peace, you know, stuff like that. It could see surrender to prayer. You see what I'm saying? It's like in this space for somebody, you might not need to be like very outwardly active, but you may need to be active in other areas, like again, prayer, meditation, getting into alignment. Yeah, see, it's definitely awakening happening. And when I see Pisces behind that, it always gives like yin yang energy. It gives intuition. It gives moon vibes. Yeah, it's movement here. There are a lot of, I mean, Spirit almost said like, they told us to put in the title at first, and we kind of got upset, right? They told us to put, you know, like what we've been saying. Look, we just spilling shit. Look, y'all, I don't know. I'm frustrated. Let me get a napkin. So I don't know what the energy is. And again, maybe that's why Spirit is saying prioritize your peace and stay balanced. Because there could be little things that will come and frustrate you. You know what I mean? Like we just spilled our little tea on the desk and that it didn't get on the card, so that's good. But it's just like don't let the little things get to you. And like we were gonna say, Spirit said like it's so many people waking up. Like there's an army of individuals coming into consciousness, higher consciousness, and I don't know why if it feels like an influx of people, like all of a sudden, like people have been talking about spirituality and consciousness for a long time. But for some reason, it feels like it's this movement towards spirituality, towards consciousness, towards balance, towards recognizing and awakening the divine within, right? And moving in that rhythm, in that pace. We do feel like, the more people who come into this consciousness and come into this frequency, we affect others. See, yeah, confirmation, we affect others, right? And more information is disseminating, more things are cycling around. And, it's still like the back and forth. Like some people believe that God is within, and some people believe that God is, on the outside, like separate from them. And, yeah, that's kind of like what they were saying. They were saying that there's more minds rising up, more people waking up. And then we got upset like Spirit, everybody woke. And they're like, no. I mean, but it's like, is this really a new thing? And they're like, no. And it's like, well, why are we, ugh. And then I was just like, what can we put? And so when they wrote just the rising message, because we was opposed to using the words waking up. It just felt like so overdone, so overused, like shit. I don't know. See, new beginnings, and it's in reverse. It came out upside down. So now 1-9 is coming through. Make sure we got the deck upside down. See, we got shit backwards. We done spilled the tea. We didn't follow the advice of the Spirit and put in the title that they wanted. I don't know. Here's 0000 again. That limitless potential. We had this number yesterday. And if this 919 breaks down to number 1, which was a number from yesterday. 99 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. Plus 1 more is 10. Which 1 and 0 is 1. So it's definitely about new beginnings. And look, 1212. Hangman number. How many times has 1212 been coming out lately, y'all? 1212. Hangman. Persistence. Things are shifting. Things are changing. The hangman could represent delay, like the pause, like a double pause. I'm hearing pause, pause, scoot, scoot on the left, scoot, scoot on the right. Some shit like the line dances, ballroom turn, switch, switch, something like that. It's like maybe do something different during this time, or the pause where you just change your energy. Again, it's like what we were feeling. Surrender to prayer. Somebody is going through an awakening. There isn't a lot you can do to move in this space, and Spirit wants you to balance things out. Understand your duality with the Pisces. The sign Pisces could be significant, but it's giving me the black and the white. It's giving the two fish. It's giving duality and polarity. Like one energy pushes another energy, and things always are turning, things are always cycling is what it's giving. And sometimes when you're going through a new beginning or awakening, right, hangman energy, the Spirit could be definitely telling you to pull back, like surrender to prayer, surrender to meditation, surrender to calming your energy and balancing out, understanding your duality. You know what I mean? It's like there's actions to be taken. It just doesn't feel like outward actions. It feels like things you need to do to stay balanced so that you can persevere through. And as we say persevere through, that's what's on the 7777 perseverance. See, change is happening, and change of perspective is the the 12-12. That's the hangman. We are in Mercury retrograde right now, so communication could be affected. Yeah, I am. I'm picking up a thing on positive and negative, Miss Marianne. Great day, Elise. Great day, Veronica. Thank you guys so much for tapping in. Hey, Winsley. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. Welcome. We're talking about like the duality, and it's given action, but it's like non-action. So you see what I'm saying? Like how it's weird, right? Like you are to, it's like taking action, but the action you're supposed to take is non-action, surrendering to non-action. And non-action could look like a pause, a delay. And like, so you're not doing anything outward, like you're not putting in external work, you're putting in internal work. And you're waiting for either new revelation, new information, understanding, enlightenment on something. And you could be waiting for also for somebody to see things the way that you see it. So it could be like a meeting of a minds that need to happen. 12-12. A hangman and a hangman means that people need to get a different point of view and come to the middle. That's what we're picking up. I appreciate you so much, Miss Marianne. I thank the eternal Lord of all of creation, the Alpha and Omega for you. I do. I do for each and every one of you. Yeah. Oh, you keep seeing 12-12, Veronica, this week? Yeah, because it's been coming out. What is this? 7 times 4 is what, 28. So that breaks down to 10, which breaks down to 1, which is 1 right here. 9, 19 breaks down to 1. So we have 2 1s and we have 6. 6 and 2 is 8. So I do feel the infinite. You know, I feel karma. I feel what goes around comes around. Not only am I feeling karmatic debts being paid, you know what I mean? And then things are coming around. I don't know why I just heard the word invoicing. It's weird. Surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and the answers and support will arrive. I felt like Eddie Murphy on Coming to America when he was like, aha. Speaking of Eddie Murphy and Coming to America, did y'all know that Eddie Murphy has this great documentary out? Like, it's like Being Eddie or something like that. It's something on Netflix. And we started watching it. And this crazy interview came up. I think it was like him and Johnny Carson from way back when. I think it was like the 80s or something like that. He did this interview, 80s or 90s or something. And you know how we've been talking about how your thoughts in the mind crystallize and they turn into habit, right? We've been reading that in the book. Look at this. We had to stop it and take a picture. So you see Eddie, right? It says, the question that Johnny Carson asked him, had the notion crystallized in your head at 9? Did you pick that up, she is? Sis, so you watched it, you watched the documentary. So, if you pay attention to the question, I had to stop and go back. I was like, oh shit, like you're not just gonna blow past that, like you didn't say what you just said. And so I had to rewind, and it took me a minute. I actually fucked around and closed out the documentary, closed out Netflix. I damn near turned the TV out. I had to go back in and get to the spot. And it was right there, and I had to rewind it just a little bit to pause it and catch what he was saying. Had the notion crystallized in your head yet at 9. Why am I saying that? 2 things. In his documentary, Eddie Murphy said he knew he was going to be famous at the age of 13. He knew he was going to be big, like some sort of star. I think he wanted to do something first. I can't remember what it was. An ice cream truck, man. He wanted to own an ice cream truck up until he was like 12 or 13, 12, 13-ish. Around 12, 13, he started saying he was going to be famous. He was going to be on TV. And anybody that told him that he was crazy, he wasn't going to make it, he was just this kid from New York, you know, whatever. And that was impossible. He was tell their ass, they didn't know what the fuck they was talking about. He was going to be famous. He was going to be a comic. He was going to be just like Richard Pryor. And he never let anybody take him off of that. So why do we say that? Because sometimes when we waiting for other people to come around and see what you see, they're not going to see it, because the vision belongs to you, and they're not supposed to believe in you. Did you catch it? Yes, it hit you in the solar plexus. Look, when Johnny Carson asked him, had that thought, the notion crystallized in your mind yet? I was like, see, they been knowing this. And maybe that's a part of my frustration today. Like, the information been out here. You talking about awaken? What? What's going on? That's what I felt like. Come on, weak field. Come on, creation. What you mean, waking up? Most High. Like, the information is here. It's not just about waking up, it's about willingness. And that's why part of this hangman at 12:12, while you waiting on somebody else to see shit your way, you can't always wait on them because they may not be willing to see it. They just must be, they could be absolutely opposite of you for a reason, Pisces. They are supposed to be resistant. They're not supposed to come into that level of consciousness. They're just not. So what could you do, or what should we do? Surrender to prayer. We know that those prayers are going to be heard throughout the universe. We pray and we move on. When you've done all that you could do in a situation, you prayed for it, you've been active, right? Sometimes the next thing to do is surrender and take your hands off of it. We've been talking about surrender and control and fall back. You know what I mean? Let it go. Let the Most High God, the universe, do what it's going to do to straighten it out. I mean, let's straighten it out. They know how to straighten it out. They know how to bring everybody to their new beginning. So if you working on your new beginning and you are coming into your awakening, you on your journey, discovering the God within, balancing out your energy, touching base into your psychic, spiritual abilities, your spiritual abilities. If you are starting to understand that, you know, the messages are always telling you from the Most High God, and any theology is telling you that you are powerful, you are endowed with spiritual gifts, and you can use them. You are always in connection with the universe, and therefore you're acting on it. And when you do what they tell you to do, and in this space, the thing that they're telling you to do is not do anything, no action. But that no action really isn't nothing. Is prayer, is meditation, is alignment, is grounding, is staying safe and secure, practicing holding on to the energy, the thought that I am safe, I'm secure, that everything is working out for my good. Even when I don't know what's happening, even when it feels like nothing is happening, when I feel unsure, I feel uncertain, and I'm sitting in the midst of the unknown. I have nothing else that I can work on external to me. I have to work on the internal me. That is the action to take. Oh, he knew what the Most High God was calling him to do, and he kept his confidence in the knowing. Yes, he did. It did give me confidence in knowing, like, everybody doesn't, they don't have to get it, they don't have to see it. And what really caught me was he kept telling them that he was going to be famous by the time he turned 18. He was going to be doing this, that, and the other. So, you know, folks going to be watching you. They gonna be watching you. They got the time on you. They done marked their own calendar for the date that you said what that is that you was gonna do. And what they gonna do, as soon as that date come, they gonna come in and check on you. So, thought you was gonna be famous by today. Oh, Eddie, you supposed to be famous at 18. He had to hear a whole year of that shit. By 19, he was on SNL, and his career took the fuck off, beloved. So what did he do in that space between 18 and 19? Did he give up? Did he surrender to the naysayers and what the fuck they were saying to him about how he hadn't made it, and all this he was believing in was fake? Nope, he kept working and he kept grinding, he kept believing. It took another 4 seasons, but he did it, and he ain't never been back since. You know what I'm saying? Like, he always knew, and I think that that's phenomenal. Yes. Hustle. And he always had that hustle spirit. He was playing, I think by the time he was 18, he already had 3 years of comedic experience. He started comedy stand-ups when he was like 14, 15 years old, according to the documentary, going around to schools and colleges and stuff like that, doing impressions, practicing his craft. You know what I mean? Like, it was a beautiful documentary. So if anybody, and people for one thing that I hadn't realized, and I was gonna say people forget, but I really can't say that because I don't know what y'all remember. So we stopped. But during that time, it was the token person, which South Park did a real good job at making a parody about Token, the little black boy that was the token black kid on the show. Before then, you had tokens, right? It was one black male star at a time, basically, in film. So you would have people like, Sidney Poitier, and then you could have Richard Pryor, and then here comes Eddie. And it was only one main person at a time. After Eddie Murphy, you had tons of, people. It was like, it opened up the gateway. It opened up the gateway for others, that you don't even think about. Not even just comedians, but other serious actors like Denzel Washington and, Spike Lee coming into movies. It was just so eye-opening. Like, damn, I really never thought about it like that. Like a person who has a calling to do something, to bring joy and laughter and delight through laughter, right? And it expands into such a movement that changes film and industry forever, like the culture around it. You think about his body of work and just representation in general, you know. Oh, he said he used to love all the characters that wore the heavy makeup, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame and Frankenstein, and like the monsters and shit like that. When he was little, he would sit there and watch it. So you could see how that developed into his ability to play all these characters, for him to be every character in the fucking room, like on The Nutty Professor. So you could see, like, ever since childhood in his documentary, how it had paved the way for him to become who he is, to express that. And he knew it. And he knew it, and it was visceral within him. And nobody could shake that. Like, it did not matter. His mother tried to talk him out of it, and she just couldn't. So sometimes it could be those people who are close to you that are unawakened to your purpose, to your mission, to your vision, that could stand in your way, either whether it's friends, whether it's family, again, mothers, brothers, people who either don't want that for you, or they can't see you doing it. They can't see the vision that has been given onto you. They haven't awakened to it yet. And oftentimes people don't awaken to it until a specific moment. It's like an inflection point where they start to see the glimmer of the light, or what it is that you've been trying to present, and then they kind of buy into it. Yeah, and some kids just know him as Donkey. But the thing about it is that, like, look how transgenerational that is. Look how transgenerational that is. You talking about from going to SNL and being like, a part of the second cast on SNL. How long has SNL been on? You know what I mean? So it's crazy. And he was one of the people on SNL at that time that really saved the show, because a lot of people didn't like the second cast. They loved the first cast. I don't know who that is. I keep getting weird ass phone calls from random states. So yeah. Yeah. To be in his, not only his grandpa era, but I think he still got young kids. I think his youngest kid is like 10, 12 or some shit like that. His wife Paige had a young baby. I don't know if it was a grandchild, but I think that baby had to be like 10 or 9 or something like that, leaning on her. So we do see persistence and perseverance, 2 P's. Pisces, persistence, perseverance is here, so 3 P's. Prayer, so that's 4. I don't know, it's just giving me P's, like the general principles. Balance your energy, surrender to prayer, stay persistent and persevering, and it's all like you're going to make it. We're always going to have new beginnings. And during a new beginning, whatever you're working on, like, there's going to be times where you are actively outward working, and then you're actively inwardly working. So you will be going between taking external action and non-action. Like the actions that I'm taking is solely based on me, even if that action is resting. Right, if the action is exercising or eating well, which could be external, but rest is definitely one that's coming to mind. So sometimes the action to take is to rest. Once you've done everything you can do in a situation and you just have to wait, you have to practice patience. That's another P, to practice. Practice, persistence, perseverance, prayer. Practice patience. That is an action. Practicing patience means I need to calm down, I need to pull back, I need to reserve my energy. You know what I mean? I need to wait. And that's okay. See, enduring transitions, there could be a space. There could be a space between the ending and the new beginning. And what do you do in that space? This is a time for change. Again, they pulled out the number, the 5. You know, the law of, I can't even get it out. It just feels like the words just keep shutting off. They pulled out this 5, the law of action, right? And this is change. And it says manifestation requires aligned action. So you must take action to get a result. And the thing about it is that the action that you take doesn't always have to be active. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. The action that you may need to take to align may be to rest. It may be to meditate. It may be to pray. Whatever is on me, I rebuke thee. Goodness, dispel it, expel it. We are protected. Thank you to the Most High God. I don't think we prayed yet, right? The action to take is to pray. It's to surrender to prayer. It's to meditate. It's to quiet yourself. It's to come into alignment. Thank you to the Most High God for bringing this message through us and to us. We ask for you to use us. Protect us as your message comes through. Give us clarity. See, rest in solitude, introspection. Rejuvenate your spirit and meditate. That might be the action to take. You know what I mean? During a transition, see, 13, it breaks down to the number 4, and then we have a number 4. When things end, there is a rest period. There's a rest period. There's a rest period before you jump into a new beginning. Right? So if you are like, you know, I see this ending or this ending has happened and I really need this new beginning, and you are doing everything that you can, but for some reason it's just not coming in just yet, the Spirit is calling you to surrender to prayer, to take your hands off of it, to fall back, to rest, to practice patience in this day. That could be the action that you need to take. Sometimes when we move too fast and we try to force solutions on things that we consider to be problems, we only create more problems. The solution may be just to practice patience. Practice it. Exercise your patience. You have patience, you just may need to exercise it. You know, when they be like, my patience is wearing thin, well, thicken it. Exercise it. And the Spirit will bring you situations to exercise your patience so that you could thicken that up. So that it don't wear thin, beloved. Ruby, stop acting small is coming through. You are the universe in a static motion. So things are moving. Yeah, destiny. You are being moved towards your destiny. Fate is like a strange, unpopular restaurant filled with odd little waiters who bring you things you never even asked for and you don't always like. You don't always like the fact that there's endings to certain things. Some shit end that we really wanted to hold on to. We wish that it would never end, but it has to come to an end. Funny how time flies when you're having fun. You've been in those situations and you don't want the day to be over with. You don't want it to be done. But that time flew and now it needed to end. There's gonna be a rest period, but don't worry, he'll call you again. She'll call you again. That's what I heard. You know what I'm saying? It's like that vibe. Sometimes you just have to go home and pray. You're not calling them right after the date. You can go home and talk to the Most High. Most High, we had a great time. Tell me what you think about this. What is it? Because I know what I'm feeling and I don't want to rush the decision. I need to pray on this. Just saying. Arrogance is here and they threw it on the table in reverse. So arrogance has been coming through a lot. Oh, the cleverness of me. So I don't know if that means somebody did something that wasn't so clever or is somebody releasing the arrogance. Like that could be a part of the death and transformation. Like somebody's going through an ego death. And during this time of ego death, you may need to get back into prayer. Sometimes, I don't know why I feel like I hear something knocking. That's why I keep stopping. Memories is here and courage. That knocking just threw me off, so I don't know what it is. So I'm listening all while we're messaging because I feel like I heard something knocking. I hear my little clicky thing, but I thought I heard like a knocking. So I don't know who that was for. The spirit could be knocking on the door, right? It could be trying to, you know, somebody with this ego death, they could be knocking on the door. They sacral chakra, like, let me in. I'm not for sure what that's about, but I definitely get some sort of knocking. Yeah, see, the I am is speaking to you. And this came out yesterday. So what is the odds? And we see a contract coming through. And then we see fuck that. Like somebody doesn't either want you to enter into some sort of contract. Maybe you're not going to want it. I'm getting that somebody else isn't going to want it for you. Again, like that mentality. You could be manifesting something major coming in. Something's coming. And I do see fuck that. So I don't know if once you read the contract, you're not going to want it. But I'm getting that other people are not going to want you to have it. It's some sort of resistance here. And it's coming soon is in reverse. So it could take a minute. Something can take a minute. Sheesh. And we see Sagittarius fire energy. The person that doesn't want you to have this contract, this deal, could be Sag energy, or you could be in that Sag fire energy, taking aim on something, focusing on something big, something major, and people don't want you to have it. People may be trying to get you to stop believing, and you like, fuck that. I believe what I believe, and I'm going to stick to it until it happens. Yeah, grief is coming through. I don't get this card. It's giving grief. I'm hearing like, sheesh, good grief. Yeah, wishing endings on you, that came through yesterday. So these could be connected. It's definitely somebody in the company that you keep. It could be a company thing. We talked about contracts yesterday, but Mercury retrograde, right? Pay attention to any contracts that you get and make sure that it's meeting all of your needs, beloved. We do see free your mind coming through again, and somebody is not your friend. All of this energy came out yesterday. So it is like, I don't know who you are. We take it for self as well. You know what I mean? So, because it's the general GPs. It's the general principles that we align ourselves with. Because we all be going through shit. So whatever is getting ready to come to you, I'm picking up a big contract. It could be from a company. This could be represent the company that you keep. in your life. And when this big contract is coming through for you, or you're anticipating it, or you're trying to negotiate some sort of deal or something like that, beloved, don't allow anybody to change your mind. Fuck that. If they want you to stop, fuck them and that. Grief is here. If you don't do what you're called to do, the only person that will suffer is you. That's it. Aries is coming through. More fire energy. More fire energy. So take control. Whatever you have taken aim at your target, I'm getting you're going to hit it. There is a delay right now, so don't get discouraged. Exercise your patience and stay focused. It's also about standing in your authority. The I am has spoken to you and already told you what it is. You are awakened to your purpose. And somebody may be trying to get you to let go of something. They don't want you to do it. We see despondence. Yeah. Somebody don't like it, but do it anyway. Surrender is here. Surrender. Surrender to prayer. See, it's given the one who sits above. The one who sits above all things is the Alpha and the Omega. Gemini energy is given duality, right? Masculine and feminine energy. So, and we just denied a phone call, which is crazy, because look, answer the phone. Anything else? So, somebody may need to answer the phone. We talking to y'all and we doing the rising message, so we wasn't about to answer the phone right now. But we'll call them back. See, it could be something spontaneous coming in to bring you wish fulfillment, like the ultimate. So somebody may need to answer the phone. We'll call them back. And whatever that, see that Aries, that Sagittarius, night. Why did we say 9? So 9 Wands, warrior spirit, seeing that. But I was getting ready to say the Knight of Wands, fire energy. Something could just, break out, or you are really moving towards your target and what you want. Yeah, see, here it is. It just came back out. Thank you, Spirit. Right, really moving towards your spirit, heavy fire energy. And the spirit might be trying to get you to balance, harmony. That could be the goal, is to balance things out in your life and really call in your manifestations, King of Pentacles. What's this? What we got, y'all? Yeah, 3 of Cups, the ability to celebrate. But this 3 of Cups is giving me the company that you keep. Company. It's somebody in this group. Some people, somebody's in this group that is going to be in opposition to you and what it is that you are called to do. Thank the Most High God for leading the message. Y'all know it's not the girl Latino. Pull a card, Spirit do. They said what they said. It's somebody in this group that will betray you. They don't believe in you. It'll be a harsh ending. You could be waiting for them to come through and see things the way you do. And you are being awakened to the real you. So there has to be a meeting in the middle. And if the other person is refusing to see your point of view, then you would have to end that and walk away for the sake of you and what it is that you are called to do. Oh, wow. Yeah, Spirit is telling me, Anthony, to answer the phone. So, yeah, they might see, look, the past. The 6 of Cups is here and memories is here. And we see courage, right? See the courage to leave certain things behind. And we see wrath. Whatever the hell is going to happen is going to cause anger, betrayal, upset, so that you can move away and you can create. I'm getting healing will come of it, right? But you just have to dig into your intuition. Just like with the pearl, it's the result of healing and protection. It's something that's going to come out of it that's just going to be a jewel that's unforgettable. But first, you have to take the courage to overcome this. Memories, Six of Cups, nostalgia. Veronica always says that she feels like nostalgia is magic, like nostalgia magic. People can get to your heart and pull on the fact that, oh, we've been close for so long and we've been through thick and thin and ups and downs and back again. But it doesn't change shit if this person's toxic and they don't believe in you and they're trying to sabotage your dreams and your destiny. Anything else in here, Spirit say no. They said no, but look, see, toxic, they would sabotage you. They would rather hold you back, and some people will hold you back to hold on to you. They don't want you to outgrow them. They don't want you to outpace them, so they would sabotage what you're working on. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I can't make it up. Conflict, Five of Wands. They will be doing shit to sabotage you specifically, beloved, because they don't want you to outgrow them. Look, Seven of Wands. You would have to defend yourself against this person. Where we at? 41. We almost at our time limit for the rising message. Ambrosia coming through, a sweet salad, a different kind of mix. Not everybody likes it. It's not for everybody, right? And pass down gifts. See, you're not going to be for everybody, and you have passed down gifts. It's given unmeasurable power. Like, you have a lot of power. And again, if you know it in your mind, and that, what the Most High God told you has crystallized in your mindset, like they asked Eddie, had that notion crystallized in your mind by the age of 9. If that shit is crystallized in there by the age of 9, that he was going to be a superstar and he became exactly what it was, his habits, right? His habits. The mindset, the thought crystallized, his actions reflected it. What did he do? He studied the craft. He studied the greats, right? He meditated on them. He immersed himself in it. He started to work at the age of 15. By the time he was 18, he had 3 years experience. Then he was on SNL at 19. He had to go through the, oh, you didn't get famous at 18 type of shit, and people talking shit, oh, you didn't hit, you didn't make it. What the fuck happened? Trying to sow the seeds of doubt and make him self-sabotage. If he had got it in his head that anybody in that group was right and that he hadn't hit by 18 and now he's starting to doubt himself, he may not be who he is today. And that's what we were saying. Like, sometimes you have to be so dialed into your dream that it almost feels like delusion to everybody else. Nobody else is gonna fucking get it. They'll be talking shit like you didn't hit yet. But that's okay. You keep working and you keep grinding and you keep believing. Don't let the time and space that you imposed make you give up and make you quit. Because that could be the test to see if you will persist, if you will persevere. And once you persevere and you persist, here comes, boom, that opening. You know? And then shit never been the same again. Never been the same again. And went off and did something that's absolutely historical. Yellow, weird. Somebody put yellow in the comments. I just saw yellow come up. We were talking about solar Queen Soul, the yellow hearts. And I think she said she got a hit on the solar plexus. So definitely solar plexus. Encouragement, inner fire coming through. Yeah. Yeah, encouragement, inner fire coming through. Believe in you, no matter if anybody else believes. See, you've been called. Answer the fucking phone. Answer the phone. You've been called. You have a call. The Spirit told you your call a long time ago. So even yesterday we talked about somebody getting back into something that they were really good at, that they got pulled off track, and you're being called back. So in this space, if you're being called back to exercise these gifts, You got to believe in yourself, solar plexus. You got to believe in yourself so tough. I'm talking about like that Leo fire sun energy. Like, can't nobody stop you from believing. Like, that thought got to be crystallized in your mind. Like, it is a permanent thought fixture. It comes through in your habits. You are persistent, you will persevere, and you know that it's going to manifest, beloved. It will. It will be here, like tangible. Don't worry about whether they see it yet. Don't worry about whether they get it yet. Who give a fuck what they get? You got it. Now go do it. You are a light worker. And you were supposed to defeat the darkness. Like, again, that Pisces energy, the light and the dark, right? So the darkness that you're defeating is the darkness in you, beloved. You can't make nobody else defeat their own darkness, and that's a part of you letting it go, giving that up. Right? Those who are light workers want to wake people up. You do. You do. But you can't control whether they want to stay asleep or not. You just can't. Golden. So not only do we have yellow, but we see golden. Come on with this thing. You have unmeasurable power. They split on it. They said it. And now they're reaffirming it. And you are anchored, or get anchored if you're not. Pine cone. Pineal gland activation. Pituitary gland activation. Four eyes opening. Christ consciousness returning. Understanding that you are the infinite. You are the infinite expressing itself in that space as you, beloved. And it works through you. It's speaking to you. It's calling out. And obstacles either are being removed or they have been removed. It's a death. Whatever was in your way is being passed away, right? But there is a space between the ending and the beginning. There's a resting period in there, right? And you are divinely guided to do exactly what you're doing. Anything else in here? Which one? Yeah, your energy is unmatched. So it's given high octane, high vibrational. So you may be called in this space to learn control, right? To again, it's given exercise patience, and exercising patience is part of control. Yeah, honey, another card that's like the same resonance, the same frequency. Yellow, honey, golden, right? So it's definitely something about not stopping, ceaseless, right? Always taking actions. Things are always changing. But the action that you may need to take, again, could be non-action. It could be this, to rest, right? Things could be at a pause. They could be, held up for a moment. But, during this space, what do? You believe. You continue to meditate. You continue to watch your habits or habituate. I'm kind of liking the word habituate right now, right? So you continue to think, you continue to believe and crystallize those good thoughts into good habits, and you move when the spirit tells you to move. Yeah, so you move when the spirit tells you to move. When spirit say move, 8 of Wands, you move. 2 of Wands, right? I thought I saw another 2 of Wands here. We saw the 2 of Swords. So it is like when the spirit tells you to move, they will tell you which way to go. They will move you and they will accelerate you. You may think things are, nothing's happening, but things are happening. The spirit is moving, right? It's taking you somewhere. It's bringing in opportunity. 5 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and 6 Pentacles. We got 10 Pentacles, right? But what's behind the 10 Pentacles? This could be family. This could be people you are connected to with the 6 of Cups, the memories that's here, right? That connection. And a deep sense of love. You may need to call judgment on those relationships and end them with the death card. Change it, end it, allow it to transition, right? So that you can manifest. The Magician. King of Cups is here. Balancing. This could definitely be Pisces energy, which is already on the board. Tower. Family. Relationships. People that could keep you stuck. Eight of Swords, beloved. Spirit is calling you to focus. It's focusing on what you know, what you've already been told. And there's a Four of Cups right there. Somebody may not want to do it. Maybe you are sitting in this space, right, and you don't understand that the opportunity of being set down is so that you could see things differently. You can analyze relationships and connections and what it is that you're being called to do and separate yourself from the people that don't support you. Again, what is the work, Eight of Pentacles, you're being called to do? You may have to separate yourself from the people who don't support you, who will actively fucking work to sabotage you, actively work to sabotage you. Like, no shit. Again, there's the Judgment. Judgment. You're creating an Empress to the Magician with the Six of Pentacles. You're creating. And you need to be able to get back the exchange of your energy. You don't sow and give to people who will only give you back bad food to eat. They will poison your meal, right? They will give you a poison plate, a poison cup, poison your aura, poison your spirit, poison the plans that you are trying to embark on, your new beginning. The best thing to do would be to end it. The World card, pour into yourself, Page of Cups. See, it is stressful. Somebody may not want to do it, You could be up all night trying to pursue. You may not be resting. And that's why sometimes the best thing to do is to not do anything, is to surrender to prayer and to non-action, to ease your mind. Because if you allow the stress to get to you, then those stressful thoughts crystallize inside the mind and they turn into habits. They affect your destiny. You could lose out. So to practice surrendering to prayer and to non-action is always the best thing. See, surrendering to prayer, non-action, priestess, so that you can get revelation. High Priestess. Own your partnerships with the Lovers. 17 is in reverse. They may not want to see you become this star, or some things you just don't have the power to heal it. Right, in those connections. And the Spirit may be telling you it's time to move away from it. We got the Nine of Cups to the Nine of Pentacles. Your wish fulfillment, your soul contract fulfillment, your calling fulfilled, manifested, and you doing it. But you can't do it if you hold on to people who don't want you to. Anything else? No? Thank you. That's the rising message that we have for you. We love you, we do. Sometimes the actions that we have to take are not always easy, and sometimes the actions, is no action at all. It's resting. But we do see that there's decisions to be made with the Two of Swords that came out, with the Three of Pentacles. There's things that you don't see. Balance is here. Choices can be difficult, right? And somebody may want you to compromise. And maybe there is a compromise, right? It could be Hangman and Hangman 12-12 energy. It could be people needing to come together and have a meeting of the minds. People may need to just come together and have a meeting of the minds. Three of Pentacles. If it can happen and the teamwork and collaboration can go forward, that's great. But if it can't, then you got to let them go and go on your way. Five of Pentacles. Thank you so much again. I love you just like I love me, because that's my capacity. But it's growing and expanding 1% daily. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just focus on the 1% and know that that's good enough. I love you just like the Alpha and the Omega that made me, that called me, that sent me to be the infinite intelligence breathing. It sent me to remind thee that you are also weak. To the next now. This one's done.